Hi everyone, today I will tell you a general summary about Max's condition from May 22 up to the day he passed. I have a half-done drawing of him that I did back in 2018. You can watch me draw while I explain. Max is a Shih Tzu that lived for 17 to 18 years. Around the end of 2021, his body started to age. He lost some weight and became physically weaker. His hind legs started to lose strength and he would stand with his legs bent. He could still run, but he would stumble over from time to time. Because of this, I couldn't bring him for walks too often. He would walk just around the front of our house and head back home, even if I pushed him to walk more. Fast forward to May 22, I noticed that he started leaning a little towards his right side when he walked, and he would frequently fall down. I knew something was wrong. As the weeks progressed, it became worse. He began walking in circles several times and struggled to get up. It was evident that his sense of balance was deteriorating. By the end of May, he stopped eating and drinking water for 2 days. We tried force feeding him, but he barely ate or drank. He looked weak and we thought he was going to die. He didn't poop and pee either. So I brought him to the vet. We did a blood test to determine what was the problem. Fortunately, it wasn't anything major. His results showed that all of his organs were tremendously healthy for a 17-year-old dog. He was sick because he was having an infection caused by the inflammation of his gums. He didn't eat because it was too painful to eat. Besides that, germs in the gums can enter the bloodstream and cause other health problems. They gave him lots of fluids and oral medicine to help. The veterinarian also explained that his sense of balance could be neurological due to aging. She then prescribed some nerve growth supplement tablets. I felt quite bad because I was uneducated on the basic needs of taking care of a dog. I had no idea that dogs needed to brush their teeth. It sounds so obvious, but it wasn't to me. We then scheduled for a checkup 1 week later and all was fine. He could stand again after taking the supplements. A few weeks after the second checkup, Max had a hole on the surface of his eye, which totally scared me. Everyone in my family, including myself, was unavailable due to work that day, so I had no choice but to wait till the next day. It really stressed me out. I did some googling and found out that Max had a corneal ulcer, which results from bacterial infection or damage to the surface of the eye. You can search it up yourself because it looks quite gross. Google said surgery may be required to remove the eyeball if it worsens. So when we visited, the veterinarian told us that no surgery was required because he was too old for it. Besides that, she mentioned that corneal ulcers were a common occurrence among Shih Tzus. Max was prescribed some eye drops, but we were told that the hole may never heal. But we were still grateful. After 2 weeks, his other eye had a corneal ulcer too. We brought him back to do dental skilling because the mouth issue was making him sick again. The doctors removed 4 of his teeth due to decay, and again I felt so bad. By this time, it was around the middle of June. His appetite comes and goes and he would still drink very little water. Everyone in my family had to feed him water throughout the day using a disposable syringe, but he would still get very dehydrated. Towards the beginning of July, he really didn't eat, drink, pee, or poop again, and his face was just blurry. On the morning of the day that he passed, I'm really glad that I spent a couple of hours feeding him water and just lying down beside him before I went to my part-time job for the whole day. Coincidentally, every single staff member and I were wearing black that day. Talk about foreshadowing. I have to say, it truly was a difficult 3 months for my mom and I. There was plenty of medicine to feed him and we had to hand feed his meals too. Moreover, because he became legally blind and couldn't get up again, he would get scared and bark and howl every night around 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. I would get up to comfort him or clean his body that's covered in poop or pee. And because he can't stand, sometimes we have to help him stand so he can pee outside. Max was really ill. and his quality of life was at the lowest. He was suffering. My sister suggested the idea of putting him to sleep. I was quite against it because Max was already so old, and I could feel that he wouldn't be with us for long either. Despite losing him, I do have to say that it was all in good timing. I'm really thankful that we didn't have to make that decision of putting him down. He also passed away a few days after my semester's final project was done. I might have struggled to cope even more than I already did if it happened in the middle of my university project along with group work conflict. I'm grateful that Max could finally rest. His long suffering also gave me enough time to prepare for his death, gave my family enough time. It's been 2 weeks since he passed, and honestly, I don't feel that sad. It just feels like I'm always looking for him, wondering which part of the house he is at because I don't see him anywhere. Well, that's the end of the story. Thank you for listening, and I hope you spend more time with your loved ones, and take care. Bye!